Classic recipe, timeless flavor. Join me as we make Snickerdoodles from the beloved Betty Crocker Cooky Book. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making cookies out of the Betty Crocker Cooky Book. Now I remember when I was young that this book was pulled out every holiday and we would get to pick the different cookie recipes that we wanted to make. Well, I always loved the Snickerdoodles recipe, so that's the one that we're going to be making today. One quick little fun fact about this book: it was published in 1963, and it's 2024 right now, so it's an old book, and I was very thankful when my mom passed it down to me. So in the recipe, it calls for butter, sugar, eggs, flour, cream of tartar, baking soda, which they just call soda in the book, salt, sugar, and cinnamon. So we are going to get started with making these cookies, and I'm really excited. So the first thing that we need to do is heat the oven to 400 degrees, and I do have it heating already. We are supposed to mix the butter, sugar, and eggs thoroughly. So we need 1 cup of butter, 1½ cups of sugar, just kind of eyeball it, and 2 eggs. Let me grab 1 more egg. So these are my farm fresh eggs, and I always find it beneficial to crack the farm fresh eggs into a separate little container just to make sure that everything looks good with the egg before you use it. That way, if there's something wrong with it, you'll find out in the little bowl versus once you already add it to your baking dish or cooking dish, whatever you're using. Okay, so we've added the butter, the sugar, the eggs. Measure the flour by dipping, so we need to add 2 3/4 cups of flour. I think I need to be mixing this first. Looks mixed. So now we need to add 2 3/4 cups of flour. We also need to add 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. I used to call this cream of tartar. And we need to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. and a little bit of salt. All right, we blend this until combined. Goodness. There we go. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands real quick, and then we're going to come back and we are going to make these into round balls, rub them in cinnamon sugar, and we're going to put them on the baking sheet. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. And one of the things with sugar cookies, or I'm sorry, Snickerdoodles, is we need to mix the cinnamon and the sugar to roll the Snickerdoodles in. So I'm getting close to equal amounts, maybe a little more sugar. Just mix it up a little bit. All right, now, hopefully you can see that. We're going to take a little bit of the dough, roll it in a ball. Roll it in our cinnamon and sugar mixture. And there we go. We just put it on our cookie sheet. They should be pretty close to the same size. That way they bake the same. They are going to puff up in the oven. And then when you pull them out, they're going to flatten a bit. But these are really, really good. My mom used to, instead of using cinnamon and sugar, when it was a holiday, she would use sprinkles to match the holiday. So for instance, Halloween would be orange and black, or Christmas would be red and green. They're really, really good. A different, nice little twist. So I'm going to keep rolling these and getting these onto the cookie sheet, and then I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, so we have 2 sheets of cookies. They go in a 400-degree oven. I don't think I can fit them in at the same time. Let me check. It'll fit. Okay. sit and they'll take 8 to 10 minutes to bake. So we will be back in 8 to 10 minutes. All right, the timer has gone off and let's see what they look like. They look really, really good. So we're gonna let them sit for just a couple minutes before we put them on a cookie tray. So the cookies have been sitting for about 5 minutes. They are a little soft inside still, but after they sit, they will get more chewy. I got about 24 cookies out of the batch. Have you ever used that cookie book? If you have, or if you've used old family recipes, let me know down in the comments. Before I stack this sheet of cookies, I'm going to let the other ones settle in for a little bit. I'll be back in a sec. That's it for today's classic bake. Snickerdoodles from the Betty Crocker Cookbook never disappoint. If you enjoyed this video of vintage Snickerdoodles, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more timeless recipes.